Welcome to this week's edition of SKNIS Week in Review. I am your host, Kimberly Grant. This is a weekly program that highlights some of the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Here are the top stories for July 20th to 26th. Deputy Prime Minister Richards urges adults to actively make a positive difference in the lives of St. Kitts and Nevis youth. Carib Secure project to effectively target and address youth crime and violence in St. Kitts and Nevis, and public servants trained in enterprise risk management policy and risk assessments. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Sports, the Honorable Sean Richards, challenged adults to make a positive difference in the lives of the nation's youth and help them to achieve excellence. He made the remarks while addressing student athletes, teachers, principals, parents, and other invited guests who gathered at Government House for the 2018 Department of Sports Excellence Awards held on Wednesday, July 18th. The third annual Department of Sports Excellence Award was observed under the theme Celebrating Excellence and Inspiring Innovation. At the ceremony, 91 awards were presented to recognize outstanding sporting performances by student athletes as well as contributors to the success of the department's program.
This evening is a reminder that when you see the young man or woman on the street who is smoking, liming, or in a gang, or acting in any way that is not socially acceptable, it is your opportunity to stop and make a difference, as that young person can be the next Kim Collins or Trishani Warner.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Sports, the Honorable Sean Richards. St. Kitts and Nevis became the latest Caribbean country to join the United States Agency for International Development (USAID) funded Strengthening Evidence-Based Decision-Making for Citizen Security in the Caribbean, or Carib Secure project, which seeks to develop and implement effective policies that improve the availability and use of reliable citizenship security data to accurately measure the impact of crime and violence and design the appropriate policy and programmatic responses. The Thursday, July 19th launch followed a two-day training workshop for members of the National Carib Secure Task Force, which sought to prepare them for their new responsibilities and to build awareness for the Caribbean Citizen Security Toolkit. The toolkit improves citizen security, data management, analysis, and monitoring for crime reduction in the region. It introduces various instruments to standardize the collection of crime, violence, and victimization data by law enforcement personnel.
We have zero tolerance for crime and violence, and we wish to eradicate these social ills now. And that is why in St. Kitts and Nevis, we have mobilized and launched aggressive school and community youth development programs to try and direct and redirect as necessary the children and teenagers into engaging in more productive pursuits.
Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris. A number of permanent secretaries representing government ministries across St. Kitts and Nevis were exposed to a one-day executive risk management training seminar aimed at assisting them to better understand risk management and be able to implement some of the techniques taught. The seminar, which was hosted by the Ministry of Justice, Legal Affairs and Communications in the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis, in collaboration with Certified Information Security Inc., was geared towards establishing the scope of GOS SKNIS management program, determining the roles and responsibility to manage operational risk throughout the ministries, departments, and agencies, and establishing the context for risk acceptance, risk evaluation, and business impact.
The seminar today will provide a concise introduction to enterprise risk management. It is a concept and how it can be implemented in the public service. We would learn today how to manage operational risk and establish a criteria for risk acceptance, risk evaluation, and business implementation within the ministries.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Legal Affairs and Communication, Diana Francis. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris drew the attention and interest of hundreds of investment immigration professionals to the offerings under the Citizenship by Investment program of the Twin Island Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis when he addressed a gala that recognized the top 100 global migration agency CEOs on Sunday, July 22nd. The award ceremony, held as a part of the 2018 U Global Immigration Convention in Los Angeles, California, recognized the leadership of the top migration agencies worldwide, with a portion of the proceeds from the event expected to be donated to the Willow International Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to fight against human trafficking. Prime Minister Harris, who was one of the two officials given the opportunity to address the gala, stated that the black tie event represented a significant marketing value for St. Kitts and Nevis, with tremendous opportunities for expanding the Federation's CBI program into new markets. More than 100 young people are developing their social skills, making new friends, and exploring talents in a variety of fields at the 35th Annual Summer Residential Camp being staged at the Beach Island Primary School. The event, hosted by the Department of Youth Empowerment, saw several changes this year. The first week was held primarily for dorm leaders, who spent July 15th to 21st in leadership training facilitated by officials from the community, family, and the Youth Resilient Project. Part of the weekend was then used to finalize the arrangements for the 8 to 16-year-old children who were welcomed to the camp on Sunday, July 22nd. The theme of this year's event is Preserving Our Land of Beauty, and activities are also being held that incorporate actions in this regard. This year, Plastic Free July was implemented for people around the world to pledge to reduce their plastic use and choose to refuse. Against this backdrop, the Ministry of Tourism continues to work closely with the general public, in particular businesses, to promote a plastic-free July and beyond. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Mrs. Danielle Taylor Williams, said that other businesses, including but not limited to Shawarma King, Islands Beach Bar, and Vice Beach Bar, came on board since the start of the Plastic Free July Challenge. She noted that a lot of queries were received about the way forward once July ends, adding that the plastic-free movement will continue.
We've been partnering and we've been speaking with businesses such as Ital Creations. There are other businesses we've gone out to. We've encouraged them to not give any plastic bags, especially persons who are ordering stuff to go, and not to give straws unless they're asked for, because sometimes you go to these places and it's done automatically. Even if you do not even want it, you're giving it. It becomes a part of their business. So we've encouraged businesses. So far, a few businesses have partnered with us, including Park Hyatt. As a matter of fact, Park Hyatt is presently going through a transition where they're actually globally finishing away with plastics. So they'll be using bamboo straws and paper straws.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Mrs. Danielle Taylor Williams. The Ministry of International Trade, Industry and Commerce launched its interactive and informative new website, while simultaneously relaunching the SKN Shoppers app at a ceremony held at the National ICT Center on July 26. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Commerce and Consumer Affairs, Mrs. Jasmine Weeks, said that the redesign of the website is intended to make it functional and easier to navigate for better interaction with the public. She also said that the relaunch of the SKN Shoppers app was necessary to provide more sensitization and to highlight the benefits of the app for consumers to generate a renewed and increased awareness in the public. The website features up-to-date information on the various divisions in the ministry and its services, latest news updates, and a video portal. It also shows a list of accomplishments and various statistics on certifications the ministry would have achieved. The mobile app provides an up-to-date information on current prices of goods at various supermarkets in the Federation. It also allows shoppers to search for products and compare prices for different zones.
In an increasingly virtual age, a web portal represents the public face of an organization or institution, as well as a forum for interaction with partners, colleagues, and consumers. In the case of the Ministry of International Trade, this web page is intended to provide viewers with current and valuable information on the work of the Ministry of International Trade et al., as we seek to function effectively and efficiently in the interest of the public.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of International Trade, Mrs. Jasmine Weeks. Thank you for joining us for this week's episode. See you next time.